Welcome to the podcast. Y'all ask, what I'ma talk about with y'all ass? Everything from Nostradamus, Lil Pump, all the way down to Donald Trump. But black issues will be always at the forefront. Hoodies, I know that's just what y'all want. Black life, black love, all of the above. It's King Rashidi hoodies, ice toner gloves. I'm ready, it's Rise God Team. Rest in peace to the God Queens. Hey.
Peace, I'm King Rashidi and we're back. Word. Continuing on with asking questions, right? Let me ask you, brothers, why do you sit in the whip, right, and allow the woman that you're with to pump the gas? And I ain't saying necessarily a woman, it could just be whatever woman you're with. Why do you allow that to happen? I don't know, it may be a whole bunch of reasons. I'm going to assume that your pops wasn't around in your life. I'm also going to assume that neither one of you's pops was in your life. Because because apparently if it's happening then she hasn't said, well damn, you gonna pump the gas, motherfucker? Right? Listen, the next time I see that shit, for real, the next time I see that, you alright? You good? You got this? You got it? Alright, just checking. Alright. Let me tell y'all something, man. There was a long time ago. Not too long ago. I'm gonna say about 10 years ago. I was dating a young lady, and my old man was in town. And he came to town. Me and the young lady I was with at the time, we went to go meet him in like Norfolk or whatever. Yada yada yada. We ate dinner, the whole nine, right? So after the fact, we was all getting ready to leave, and out the blue, well, not out the blue, but before we dispersed and went our own way or whatever, my old man went and opened up her car door, the driver's side door, to let her in. And she got in. It might sound like nothing, right? I mean, it is nothing. But let me tell you how it was something to me, right? At that very moment, I thought to myself, damn, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I just didn't like the feeling of some other man doing, for my woman what I should have been doing. You feel me? I should be the one to open up my woman's door. And it's not like I wasn't taught that before. I just had gotten away from it. You know what I'm saying? And from that day forward, fuck that. Ain't nobody opening up my woman's door. Especially, of course, not if I'm around. So who knows? Maybe I could be helping a young brother by, asking his woman, you all right? You got that? You got it? Maybe that'll spark something in him. You know what I mean? Because I don't like that shit. I don't like it. I don't like seeing young brothers on their phone, thumbing around and whatnot, while their lady is pumping the gas. It's not a good look, man. Don't do that shit. It's not a good look. Let me ask you another thing. How come when you in a relationship with a sister and the relationship doesn't go so well, it's a not so good relationship, and then when you're done, you're bitter. Like a lady. You're real bitter. Start talking greasy about black women. Recently there was Women's Day, Women's Appreciation Day, and I'm gonna keep it funky with you. It was a brother who had some choice words to say about that day. I guess the gist of his words was basically saying that women don't deserve it. I think his words was, oh, what's next? Gay people gonna have their own day? And then, of course, I had to inform him that, I think in various places, Philly being one of them, They got like a gay pride parade and all that bullshit. So it wasn't a very informed comment, but that's the type shit that happens with some dudes who get into a relationship with a sister and it don't go well. They start bashing black women, just the same as a lot of black women bash black men. Personally, I think that shit is whack too. What's the problem, fam? What's the problem? What happened? You didn't know how to say no? Gave her everything she asked for? You didn't know how to say no? Nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I can't do that, babe. I love you, but I can't do that shit. What happened? What happened, man? You lose your backbone in the relationship? She ran over you? Anything she asked for? No, and even though you knew damn well she didn't need it, you got it for her anyway? And ultimately, she ended up running over you? Is that what happened? Most likely, that's probably what it is. That's probably why you bitter. Now, I'm not saying that makes her right for taking advantage of you, but only you got to be responsible for the part you played in it. I'm no relationship expert. To be honest with you, I'm terrible at communicating. I mean, yeah, I'm still terrible. Only now I know that I'm terrible. And since I know that I'm terrible, that gives me a whole lot of wiggle room to get better. Feel me? Let me tell y'all a story though. It's semi-embarrassing. Speaking along the lines of losing the backbone and not saying no. I've been a victim of that. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say a victim. I've just been stupid before. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm thinking, okay, she deserves it. She deserves it. She deserves this type of treatment. Right? I was with a sister once. I was with a woman once who this was her thing. She didn't like her mate to have pubic hairs. Right? So, I mean, looking back now, here I was, like an idiot, shaving my dick and balls. Looking like a fucking 5th grader, you know what I mean? But afterwards, I thought, I'm slipping. But she deserved it. She deserved it. She a good woman, she deserved it. Right? So she also, same woman, she also had this thing where she loved her man to be in boxer briefs. So at the time, I just wore boxers. I wear boxer briefs now, but at the time, I wasn't into boxer briefs. Next thing you know, I found myself buying some fucking boxer briefs. You know why? Because she deserved it. She deserved it. She a good woman. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I lost myself in that relationship thinking that, she's a good woman and she deserves a man to give her what she wants. But what I get now that I didn't get then is that a good woman also deserves a brother with a fucking backbone. Word. What do I mean by that? I mean, listen, brothers. I mean, sisters too, but I'm talking to the brothers. Utilize the word no. Say, nah, fuck out of here. I ain't shit. What? Me, like, of course, this is me looking back now, but nah, I should have been. What? Listen, I trim my shits if that's what you like, but I ain't shaving shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking back now, it's like, damn, what the You ever leave a relationship, when a relationship's done, of course, and then think to yourself, damn, I was bugging hard. Like, I really lost myself in this relationship. But looking back now, yeah, you gotta have a backbone. A good woman deserves a brother with a backbone. Brothers, if you ain't feeling it, say you ain't feeling it. Tell them no. Tell her no, man. I ain't saying say no to everything, but you gotta have a backbone. You gotta put your foot down. And that's the problem with a lot of you brothers. Okay? You didn't get to know this female. Now she asking you to pay every little bill she got. She just testing the waters to see if you would do it, and she'll do it. And you don't get nothing in return. So now you pissed off and mad at all black women. Got all kinds of foul, fucked up shit to say about them. Blaming black women for the condition of black America today, how the youth are the way they are today. Come on, fam, chill. You bugging. And you sound borderline gay. Y'all know who you are. Personally, I'm gonna keep it real. Personally, I think that before a man and a woman becomes committed, I believe that both parties, before they get committed, should go on some type of retreat, right? It could be organized or it could be between them two. Someplace quiet, someplace where the both of them can meditate. Possible. I was gonna say off the grid, but not necessarily. Just someplace. Someplace that nobody knows about this place, right? Meditate together. Meditate in the hoodie.
Meditate in the hoodie. Come on, baby, come with me. Put your soft, supple skin. Let's do it then. Come on and blend. Let's do it then. In the hoodie. Come on, baby, come with me. Put your soft, supple skin. Together win. Make the blend. Let's make the end. Soft, supple skin. Meditate in the hoodie. Meditate. Come on, baby, come with me. Water girl, I'm formless. Universal artist. I am water girl, I'm formless. I'm the universal artist. Water girl, I'm formless. Meditate in the hoodie. Supple skin. Never win. Come through the blend. Come on, baby, come with me, yeah. I meditate in the hoodie. Soft, supple skin. I love you, baby, yeah. Meditate in the hoodie.
And then when you're done meditating, ask some questions. Ask some questions. Who do you pray to? You know what I'm saying? Who do you pray to? What type of foods do you like to cook? Do you like to cook at all? Those two questions, because you never know. You could be trying to get off the plantation, and she could be madly in love with Jesus. I don't know about y'all, but that would be a concern of mine, because there's a certain mentality that comes with this love for Jesus. I ain't attacking your Christian beliefs if that's what you believe. I'm just saying for myself, I've got some reservations about that. But who knows? Who knows what could be worked out via communication? Who knows? I may be able to live with it. Maybe, maybe not. Also, the foods, you never know, man. She's probably frying everything. She probably eats meat. Don't get me wrong. I ain't no big-time vegetarian. I've been at it for almost 2 years. But she probably cooks meat. She probably fries everything. She probably don't even like vegetables. Ask questions, fam. She probably don't even know how to cook. You never know. Not every woman knows how to cook. Do you love yourself? You love yourself, babe? Do you love yourself? How do you feel about the plight of our people? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about pro-blackness? Do you know what Pan-Africanism is? Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Have you been touched before? What do I mean? Have you been taken advantage of when you was a kid? Were you molested? Now, I know that sounds kind of rash the way I just said that, but I don't know. One would assume that the only way to bring up something like that, if the two of you are at a level to where you want to be committed and all that, hey, listen, I've been through some stuff when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I was touched by somebody real close to me. I was violated, and or something else happened inappropriately. I was violated, and boom, 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 boom. Who knows? You may free her up. It may have happened to her as well. Perfect time to bring that up before you call yourself committing to someone. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't ask questions once you're committed. It's just that I just feel like certain questions should be asked, before you decide to get that serious. Because a commitment can lead to other stuff like marriage or some form of it. Ask some questions. It may open up the window to some more stuff. I was violated when I was a kid. And as a result of that, later on in life, I became really promiscuous. I was a womanizer. I've had, sex is nothing. Sex is cool. Making love is cool. But I'm more or less interested, not just making love, that form of intimacy, but I'm also extremely interested in just learning how to communicate. Learning how to make love in other forms. You feel me? And you never know. That may open up a window for her. Get to know the lady you're with. And like I said, I'm no expert. I'm terrible. But I've learned that. All I'm doing right now is I'm just talking about what I've learned. So you niggas will stop I never bashed black women, ever. But some of you do. So I'm just throwing that out there. Try this. Ask some questions, man. Word up. I could go on further, but I think y'all get the point. A retreat, the two of you. Meditate. Go somewhere. Black people. Why do you make it okay for your white friends to use the word nigga? Why do you do that? Why are you doing the rest of your people like that, fam? And for the record, there are some white folks who've come up around black people. They've come up around them. And if they have come up, if they came up around black folk, then they've seen both sides of it. They've seen how we use it as a term of endearment, and they've seen the flip side of it. They've seen how it's affected us on the flip side of things. They've seen both sides. And I've talked with some white dudes before in my travels who said that as a rule of thumb, he doesn't use the word at all. He don't say nigga at all. Because he's seen what it does. He don't want no parts of it. Cool as a fan, from what I saw, at least on that level. But it made perfect sense. Out of respect for black people, he didn't use it at all. And I ain't gonna front, I appreciated him for that. But yeah, number one, with that whole white people saying nigga thing. White women, I don't care if you used to date a brother. I don't give a fuck. I could care less who you was sucking off back in the day. I don't care. White people, I don't care if your best friend is black. I don't care about none of that. It means nothing to me. Just know this. Call me nigga, we got a motherfucking problem. I don't give a fuck about we say it to each other. It's in rap music. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. I said this once before in the podcast. I've seen women right? I've seen women, best friends, or it's in some cases family. I've seen women use the word bitch as some sort of a term of endearment toward each other. Oh, I don't even like him. Bitch, I saw you with him last week giving him his number. Yeah, you right, girl. Okay, but does that give me a right to walk up to that group of women, right? And be like, yo, it's good, bitches. I'm right. Nah, man, you fuck around and get cut. I've seen Puerto Ricans when I used to work at this Latin salon. It was a salon / barbershop. I was cutting this one dude's head. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Puerto Rican. And y'all probably heard me say this before. So I'm cutting his hair, and he asked me, he said, do you have any yet? And his friend who was standing by, it was his friend and a couple other of his friends, Puerto Rican dudes. He said, it's gel, you fucking spick. Like hair gel. He was asking me, do you have any yet? He was asking me, did I have any gel? So his friend said, it's gel, you fucking spick. And then his friends that was with them in tow started to laugh. I even laughed a little bit. You understand? But does that mean that I can say, you know, you fucking spicks are funny? Nah. And by the way, for you Puerto Ricans and Dominicans who use the word nigga and got a problem with me saying spick, just know real quick, use nigga around me, we got a problem. You say what's up nigga to me, yo, what's good, spick, how you feel? Y'all use nigga around me, we got a problem. I don't give a fuck about what your black friends told you. And if you're a brother or sister and I'm cool with you and that happens, I'm gonna have some words with you. Now, whatever you allow that person to use around you, that's between you and your Caucasian friend. But you need to school them that is not everybody's like me. That's what you need to tell them. You understand? And that's all I got to say about that. And one last question before I get out of here. Told you I wasn't going to keep you long, even though I kept you long. How come, for my people, black people, how come from all the knowledge, for all the knowledge we have now, for all the knowledge that we have had, well, not for the knowledge, for all the knowledge, with all the knowledge we have had, with all the knowledge we have now, okay? There's the Nation of Islam. There's been a Black Panther Party. There was the UNIA and the ACL and SNCC and all this stuff, all these organizations, right? All this knowledge, all these scholars, all these freedom fighters, right? How come, right, that with all of that, how come we still haven't figured out a way to maneuver our way into power? How come with all this knowledge, all this brilliance, we still haven't maneuvered our way into power? We haven't overthrown this government. We haven't done any of that. I mean, it's not to say that we haven't tried. There's a plethora of freedom fighters that's come and gone. From Malcolm to Marcus Garvey to, it's been a shitload. How come we haven't maneuvered our way back into the driver's seat? That's a question for your ass. That's a question I do not have the answer for. Yeah, I could bring up we're brainwashed. I could say how we want to be accepted by the dominant society. I could say it's because of religion. I could say it's because of. I can give you any reason that I want to give you. End of the day, right? With all the knowledge that we have, with all the knowledge that we've had, how come we haven't been able to maneuver our way into taking this shit over? Let's keep it real. We go on all day talking about black power. At least I do. We talk about the accomplishments of our ancestors and forefathers, right? We talk about how much more versed we are in all kinds of things. All kinds of things. I ain't even gonna start naming them. I'll be here all night. But all of that said, it still wasn't enough to stop us from being enslaved and or colonized. And it's not enough to help us regain power. With all that knowledge, what is it? What is it? With all the brilliance we have, why haven't we taken over yet? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible? I mean, it's a good fight. I keep fighting a good fight. I keep fighting all day. But how come? And that's a question for you. And that's one of those realizations though, fam. You'd be surprised at all the realizations we can come to when we ask questions. But I think I'm going to chill right there. I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for taking this part 2 journey with me. Appreciate that. Y'all stay up, man. I love y'all. Keep asking questions. I'm King Rashidi, and this is Hoodies, man.
To the podcast. What am I talking about? Who?
Always at the forefront. This King Rashidi. Hoodies.
I'm ready. God King. God Queen.